Anna's mission takes a dangerous turn, and Rocco's family may not be safe. Oh, darlings, just when Rocco's family thought the worst was behind them, just when Lulu and Dante allowed themselves to breathe with the belief that the threat hanging over their son had finally passed, Anna is back at work. And the Anna who walked back into that police commissioner's office is not the same woman who left. She is focused. She is mission-driven. And she is asking questions about a shooting that certain people in Port Charles very much hoped had been quietly buried. Let us set the scene exactly as the weekly preview showed it to us. Anna is in the interrogation room with Jack, and she is laying out her thinking about who had the strongest motive to shoot Ross that night on the pier. She points to Cassius. She builds the case, the manipulation, the danger, the web of circumstances that would have given Cassius every reason to want Ross gone. She is methodical. She is sharp. She is clearly operating with the full force of her intelligence and training behind this investigation. And Jack tells her flatly, Cassius is not the one who shot Ross. Now here is where everything gets complicated. Jack knows the truth. Or at least the version of it that was reported to him. Danny went to Jack when he was desperate to free his father, after Charlotte told him the truth about who actually pulled that trigger. Danny told Jack it was Rocco. Jack acknowledged what he heard and noted that with everything happening at the WSB level, it was not a priority they were pursuing. But that was then. The WSB may have moved on. The Port Charles Police Department has not. The investigation is still technically open. And Anna, newly back as commissioner, carrying her own complicated motivations, is not the person you want looking at an open investigation when you have something to hide. Dante covered for Rocco. He made evidence disappear. He protected his son in the way that fathers do when they believe the alternative is too devastating to accept. But missing evidence has a way of announcing itself to experienced investigators. And if Anna notices the gaps, if she starts pulling on the threads that Dante thought he had tucked away safely, the trouble that lands on Dante could be significant. The very act of protecting Rocco could cost Dante something enormous. Lulu told Sonny the truth under attorney-client privilege. Rick does not believe Rocco faces real legal exposure at this point. But Rick is not the one currently sitting in that interrogation room asking questions. Anna is. Britt runs to Jason, and he has to break her heart. Now, darlings, this next story is going to land with a particular kind of sadness, because Britt's feelings are real, her love is real, and the joy on her face when she sees Jason walk through those hospital doors is completely genuine. And Jason is going to have to honor all of that by being honest with her in a way that is going to hurt both of them. Let us picture the moment the preview showed us. Jason walking through the sliding doors of General Hospital. And on the other side, Britt. Overjoyed. Full of everything she has been feeling since she got out of that cell and started building towards something she thought was waiting for her on the other side of all the chaos. She lights up. Because whatever else has happened, whatever complicated months lie between the last time they saw each other, and this moment, seeing Jason alive and standing and back in Port Charles means something to Britt that goes all the way down. But here is what Jason is carrying into that reunion. Months in a black site in Jakarta. The full weight of understanding how close he came to never coming back. The clarity that comes from sitting in darkness for a very long time about what actually matters and what was costing him things he cannot get back. Danny. The years of absence. The pattern of noble choices that kept leaving his son without a father. Jason does not blame Britt for what happened. That is important to understand. He is not walking toward her with resentment or anger or a need to make her feel responsible for his imprisonment. None of that is how Jason operates. But he is walking toward her as a man who has made decisions about his life that do not leave room for what she is hoping to walk back into. Britt wanted to be his priority. She said it clearly when she came back. She needed to know she came first. And Jason, in the way that Jason always has, kept finding reasons why other things came first. Sonny. Carly. Someone else in danger. Someone else who needed him more urgently in that moment. He is going to tell her now that Danny is his only priority. Genuinely and permanently, and without the caveat that he will get back to her when things settle down. There is no settling down on the horizon. There is just Danny, and the commitment Jason made to himself in that cell that this time it actually holds. Brit is going to be devastated. She came through so much. She got her life back in ways she never expected. And the person she wanted to share that new beginning with is going to tell her gently and honestly that he cannot be what she needs. She will survive it. Brit always survives. But the road through this particular heartbreak is going to be one of the more quietly painful things we watch this summer. Valentine holds his ground. Nina wakes up mortified, and Scout changes everything. And now, darlings, let's do a full sweep of everything that happened on Monday, because this episode was absolutely packed from beginning to end with conversations and revelations, and one completely unexpected moment that is going to bring Drew directly back into a situation nobody planned. Brick found Valentine on a basketball court. He delivered Sunny's message clearly and directly. Leave Port Charles for Carly's sake, for Charlotte's sake, for everyone's sake. And Valentine listened. He recognized Brick's name immediately, understood who was really sending this message, and then told Brick exactly what to tell Sunny in return. He is not leaving. He is a changed man. He is building a life here, with Charlotte, with Carly, and no message from Sunny delivered by a proxy is going to alter that. Valentine has made his choice, and he is standing in it. Sunny's plan to drive Valentine out of Port Charles has met its first and most fundamental obstacle. Valentine simply refuses to go. Meanwhile, Nina woke up in Jack's bed. The flashbacks arrived with all the complicated energy of a situation that felt right in the moment and looks considerably more complicated in the morning light. Jack, being Jack, made a comment suggesting Nina's motivations might have been more strategic than genuine, implying she slept with him to secure his help protecting Willow. Nina was appalled. She came at him with everything she had. She reminded him that his track record with women in Port Charles speaks for itself. And Jack, to his credit, backed down. He apologized. He acknowledged that the suggestion was wrong. He told her honestly that he had genuinely enjoyed their time together. Nina felt the same. She said so. But she also said no to whatever comes next because their situation is too tangled, too loaded with competing interests, too complicated for her to step into right now without losing something she cannot afford to lose. That door is not closed. It is just not open today. And then, the moment that changed the shape of everything happening around Drew. Scout came to the Coeur d'Alene stables wanting to use the lake to train for a charity swim. A meaningful one, raising money for breast cancer research in Monica's name. Tracy got emotional in that particular Tracy way, where the emotion shows up as sharpness and then immediately softens when the cause is real. Brooklyn was moved. Everyone agreed. And then Scout said the thing that landed like a quiet explosion in the middle of all that warmth. She wanted Drew to come watch her. Tracy agreed. She donated. The plan was set in motion. Drew, who's been fighting his way back to himself, who said Willow's name out loud just days ago, is going to be brought to the Coeur d'Alene estate near the lake. And the people gathering there are going to be watching a charity swim. And Drew is going to be sitting right there in the middle of all of them. Everything Willow has been trying to prevent. Drew being around people, Drew communicating, Drew existing in the world outside the walls of that house, is about to happen right out in the open. At a family event. With witnesses everywhere. Port Charles is moving fast, darlings. Anna asking questions that could unravel everything Dante tried to protect. Jason walking toward Britt with the gentlest possible version of a goodbye. Valentine refusing to be moved. Nina waking up with complicated feelings. And Scout Coeur d'Alene, completely innocent, completely motivated by love for her grandmother's memory, setting a chain of events in motion that is going to change everything around her.